Good morning. Fires have always played a key role in human society and culture. Fire warms us, helps make necessary everyday tools, cooks our food, and has many other practical current uses. The human race has the power to create fire, and although we would like to think we can control it, this is not the case. Many of you have most likely seen or heard news of the devastating Camp Fire, which led to California's worst fire season, where 18,000 structures were destroyed, 150,000 acres were burned, and 50,000 had to evacuate. Those affected by this fire have said they will never be the same and can't stop seeing the fire when they close their eyes. Another troubling statistic concerning fires is the fact that the job of a firefighter is the 10th most dangerous job. It felt like just the other day when I walked out of my home and I thought it was snowing in San Diego, California, in the middle of a drought-ridden year. There was a white blanket covering everything: cars, windshields, and brown lawns that weren't allowed to be watered. What was thought to be so peaceful was really the remnants of pure destruction. White ash covered my house and stuck in my hair. When my mom turned on the window wipers to clear the ash, soot and burned grayish-white flakes of trees and someone's home went everywhere. Some of my friends lost their homes and had to deal with the tragedy of starting over. My parents, always ready for evacuation, had a bag of all of our valuables and one change of clothes for everyone in my family. Instead of having snow days, I was used to fire days, when my school was shut down because of the dangerous smoke exposure. Here in Asheville, we are used to snow days, not fire days, and except for the occasional forest fire, somewhere 45 minutes away from us, we are not affected by fire in the least bit. Although the fires that are in the news are on the West Coast and centered in Northern California, wildfires are incredibly prevalent everywhere in the United States of America. In 2017, wildfires were responsible for 3,400 deaths and had caused over 14,000 injuries. Asheville is in the South Atlantic region when discussing fires, and surprisingly, wildfires are extremely prevalent in our area. The region of the South Atlantic had reported the largest number of wildfires and almost 3 times the national average in fire incidence rate. On average, there are more than 60,000 human-sparked fires a year, with 2.4 million acres burned due to humans. The most common causes of human fire are campfires, arson, and burning debris. Campfires are responsible for causing 11,463 wildfires, while arson is responsible for 4,721. Wildfires stemming from campfires are created when the campfire either grows out of control or the people who built the fire do not have a way to stop it and fail to extinguish the fire properly. To avoid senseless destruction and potentially killing someone, one should take these precautions before and after starting a campfire. One should always check with a local ranger or park officer to make sure it is safe to have a campfire. The fire ring should be made out of stone or metal, and there should be water readily available to put out the fire if it begins to grow out of control. Always keep firewood a safe distance away from the fire pit, in case it manages to escape the fire pit, and when extinguishing a fire, make sure there is no more smoke and it is not smoldering. Before you leave the next morning, you should be able to run your hand through the coals safely. Another great idea for preventing wildfires is when camping, always bring a small fire extinguisher just in case. The second leading cause of human-sparked wildfires is arson. Depending on the severity of the fire, arson is punishable to life in prison, but this sentence is incredibly rare. To help with America's fire safety, we must throw the book at anyone committing arson, because when someone starts a fire, there is always a high chance of killing someone. One reason for most deaths in fires are the people too stubborn to listen to the evacuation orders where they live. This is extremely ill-advised and could lead to you and your loved one's death. When one of the California campfire survivors was interviewed, he said, "I thought I'd be dead for my stupidness." The stupidness he is referring to is the fact that he didn't evacuate. In this case, he was lucky to survive, but many others who failed to heed the mandatory evacuation order were lost in the fire. So please, if there is ever a mandatory evacuation in your area, do not try and wait out the fire. Take all precautions necessary and evacuate. Thank you.